What up, people? It's your boy, Master Chudy, out here with another comic review. So, we're on Astonishing X-Men number 5, and I gotta say, you know, this is good. This is literally the only X-Men book that's really an X-Men book that X-Men are doing X-Men things right now. Really, this is one of Marvel's gems, so I tell you, enjoy this book while it lasts, because it's only a 12-issue series. But if you want anything closely resembling the X-Men, this is your book. So let's get to it. So we begin, Rogue, and we begin on the astral plane. Last issue, Xavier saved Phantom X, Mystique, and Rogue. And Rogue asks, what did Xavier mean that he couldn't save Gambit? And he's like, well, I couldn't save him, or I didn't. I chose not to really save Gambit. And he's like, instead of saving Gambit, I saved all of you. And he's like, but why, Xavier? If you think, and he's like, yeah, I am thinking as we speak here. And he's like, pretty much while I'm talking to you, I'm engaging the Shadow King and presenting all of these illusions. I'm maintaining all of these illusions for the Shadow King to mention, watching Mystique and Phantom X drive off, watching you fight the Brood. He's engaging Logan on a psychic battle. And beside other things, he's also talking with Phantom X and another. But it takes a toll on him, as we can see his hand is turning black. And we can also see that in this panel where he's talking to Shadow King, it's also turning black. And so she's saying that I had to let Gambit go, because if I had tried to save him along with you, then it would put more strain on my body or my mind, and the Shadow King would probably discover me. And so Rogue is like, well, where's the Gambit? And he mentions that Gambit and Logan are trapped within the Shadow King's prison while their bodies are under the Shadow King's control. And he's like saying that I can't save them. That task falls on you. Then we get a, nice usual spread, which looks like an episode of everything. We got Charles Soule as the writer, who's been doing pretty good with the Darth Vader, in my opinion. We got Raymond Rosanas as the artist. I've really enjoyed his art. Nolan Woodard as the colors, and V.C. Clayton Cowles as the letterer. Christina Harrington is the assistant editor. Mark Paniccia is the editor. And one of Axel Alonso's last books before he got the axe, interestingly enough. But let's keep moving on. So we see that now in the real world, Gambit's we see that, look at his eyes, he's like the other one, take him out. It's like, no, Gambit's not himself. His mind is possessed. Let me try to help before you shoot him. And and then Shadow King and Gambit's response like, thanks for the offer, Psylocke, but I can take care of myself. So he charges the whole floor. And, Psylocke is telling him to stop shooting because he's charged the entire roof. It's an energy grenade. And so the whole thing blows up. And possessed Gambit then jumps onto the copter, and they're about to cut the ropes. He's like, oh, too late. So he throws out everybody from the helicopter. Well, before that, Psylocke manages to save everybody, and she's clearly on the mood, because she's like, look, I'm trying to help y'all, so don't point those guns in my face. So cuts those off. So we see that Gambit throws everybody off the helicopter. A bullet almost hits him. And then he's like, oh no, my friend, I need you to take me down there. I got to pick up a very important passenger. And he just charges up the pilot's helmet. He's like, yeah, get me down there. So meanwhile, Xavier's like, it's bad. It's getting bad out there. We should hurry. And then he explains, I died once upon a time, but death was not the end. And then Mystique is like, look, Xavier, if we're really running out of time, maybe you should just skip all this speech. He's like, no, you need to understand this. It's like, you need to understand the narrative, Raven, or none of what I ask you to do will make sense. Please listen. I died an agonizing fall into darkness, and then it became darker, and then it's like, welcome, Charles. You've been missed. And then we just see that apparently Farouk collected his spirit somehow and brought him to the astral plane. We are very old enemies, and I bested him long ago. He has taken every opportunity since to torture me and those I care for. It's like, do your worst. As always, Xavier, always. Our battles began the moment I arrived, a place where everything one imagines can become real. The Shadow King and I are perhaps the two most powerful psychics our planet has ever produced, as it turned out. And then It's like, we don't know each other well, Phantom X, but I can tell you that you are. I consider you an ally. So he's trying to get Phantom X on his side, and he's like saying that I'm a teacher and I can help you. He's trying to really connect with Phantom X. And it's like we can imagine quite a bit. We fought on every possible battlefield, at every emotion. Farouk would hit me with the mindscape of a child told would not see another winter. And then he just tells him that they were, for the most part, before this whole thing happened, Farouk and him have just been fighting. We get a nice little page right here. And then, so you think I've not tried to be something else? And he's saying that you can be something else, Phantom X. It's like, you think I've not tried, you think I've not tried to be something else? But it always snaps back to, yes, a default setting, debonair, deadly thief, the role I was designed to play. Even this silly dete d'honneur with Gambit, I do not truly care if he pays me at all. It's just a game to me. The sort of thing thieves are supposed to do, and it seems that he was developing things for Mystique, apparently. So he's like, I'm not even French. It's like, I've had many students just like you, Phantom X, believing that their lives were fixed, that there was no possibility of change. They all found new paths, so can you. And then he's like, okay, how? It won't be easy, of course, but change on the astral sake. But on the astral plane, a moment can last 1,000 years. Here, my friend. He's like, I don't know how long we fought. It felt like 1,000 years, and and then they're still back to this whole game thing. And he's like, that was a lovely. Last one was lovely, excellent work, incredibly engaging, using Wolverines that way, brilliant. So thank you. So it's like, I came to know the Shadow King well enough to create a plan to beat him. All I needed were you, my X-Men. I can't beat Farouk on my own, but enough talk. I'm barely holding on. Time runs short. And it's like, we have all the time in the world. So I don't know, it's that. It's like, we must fight. Now we must fight, my friends. It's like, things are about to get much worse, so they each get their armor. Really digging the Mystique and Phantom X one. The Rogue one, not so much. Meanwhile, back in the real world, we just see Bishop and Angel like saying this. Do you see anything? Saying nothing. You sure that's where Logan went? It's like positive. But he hasn't come out yet. Means I gotta go in. La Mace La Bishop, what is this mess? Gambit, how are you? Psylocke pulled me out, said things were getting bad out here. Said I could help. Yeah, Shadow King is possessed Logan. He's doing something. Not sure what, but can't be good. We need to get in there and stop him. It's like, oh, I know what he's doing. It's like, he's doing something like this, like set me free. So we see that Gambit now possesses Bishop. He's like, poor Lucas, you couldn't shift the psychic energy. You didn't have time, did you? No one has time anymore. And then we just see Angel come and say, get off him. Saying, am I supposed to be afraid, Warren? Word is you are a pacifist these days. What are you going to do? Flap your wings particularly hard? Muss my hair? Whoa. Say, come along, Bishop. So Logan has done the same thing and begins to possess everybody. Now everybody's getting possessed. Oh. Yeah, everybody's getting possessed. Everybody's getting possessed, and Psylocke is like, something's happening. What do you mean, Warren? Can we help? It's like, I'm trying to understand what I'm seeing, and he explains that everybody is getting possessed. And meanwhile, at British headquarters, they're like, okay, something's infecting them, and the boss right here, Commander Keen, is like, it's like, we have to prepare to sterilize the site, which of course means we're going to have to blow up London. And he's like, the casualties are going to be high. It's like, yes, Sergeant, I'm sure. What group of mutants appeared in our city and instigated a metahuman crisis event? We follow the protocols. A number of our people are now dead or injured, and an uncontrolled level 4 psychic contagion appears to have been unleashed. It's like, it'd be brutal and irresponsible not to do this. So it's like, prepare the situations on standby. It's like, acting now could save the world. Waiting could doom us all. This is not my choice. This is duty. Continue preparations to sterilize. So that's gonna happen. So Psylocke is like, Angel, this has started because the Shadow King took Logan and Gambit. You have to stop them. It could end this. It's like, and Warren's like, I don't know. I don't see how. It's like, Warren, yes you do. And then Warren's like, no, I can't tap into becoming Archangel again. He's the seed of Apocalypse. I don't know what he can do. Warren has basically been holding back Archangel because he fears the transformation. But Psylocke is like, don't worry. It's like, Sake, you've done it before. We can lock him away again. We can do it together, just like old times to know. And he's like, okay, all right, Betsy, if you will save me, then I will save them. So we see Angel becoming Archangel, shedding his angelic wings and ripping off his human exterior and becoming the Archangel. And to be continued. So, like I said, this explained a lot about what Xavier's been up to. A good amount of action, along with a good amount of dialogue. Feels like the X-Men. So I'm telling you once again, better enjoy this series while it lasts because it's the only real type of X-Men you're gonna get. So once again, thank you all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notifications. Once again, I do these reviews for you, the people, because I want to discuss good comics and, hear what you got to say. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys later.